Hi, sir.
Hi,
How can I help you today?
I'm actually looking for a couple of these cups.
Sure. Let me just look into my CRM system.
Okay,
We have the best technology in town, by the way.
sure.
This doesn't take that long usually.
No worries, take your time.
Have a look, please.
Yep, sure.
Nice product. While this gets loaded, let me just show you around.
I'm actually okay, I want this specific piece.
Oh, come on. We have this exclusive collection waiting for you. So have a great range of gifting sections. We have this set which you can gift it to somebody special.
I don't have anybody special, I want this specific piece now.
I get it.
Excuse me,
Hello, ma'am. Just a moment.
can I get a few more boxes of this product?
Sure, ma'am. Let me just check.
I looked around. I couldn't find it in the store.
Hi, sir.
Hi,
How can I help you today?
I'm actually looking for a couple of these cups.
Sure. Let me just look into my CRM system.
Okay,
We have the best technology in town, by the way.
sure.
This doesn't take that long usually.
No worries, take your time.
Have a look, please.
Yep, sure.
Nice product. While this gets loaded, let me just show you around.
I'm actually okay, I want this specific piece.
Oh, come on. We have this exclusive collection waiting for you. So have a great range of gifting sections. We have this set which you can gift it to somebody special.
I don't have anybody special, I want this specific piece now.
I get it.
Excuse me,
Hello, ma'am. Just a moment, sir.
can I get a few more boxes of this product?
Sure, ma'am. Let me just check.
I looked around. I couldn't find it in the store.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Cyntexa ServiceNow webinar. I'm very grateful to everybody who have joined this webinar. Thank you for showing up. Hello, I'm Surbhi Rawat. I'm your host for today. I work at Cyntexa as a business consultant. I work closely with clients to help them leverage technology solutions to achieve their business goals. And with me today is none other than Vishwajit Srivastav, who is a CTO at Cyntexa. He is someone who truly knows how to lead digital transformation, as he is somebody who has created multiple technological solutions from ideas to execution. Hi, Vishwajit.
Hi, how are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
I'm also doing great. I'm
Okay.
really excited for our second webinar on ServiceNow. I'm really excited.
Same here. All right. So as you all know, the topic of today's webinar is what is ServiceNow ITSM and how it works. I hope you all are equally excited as we are, because the session is going to be extremely informative and knowledgeable to everybody who wants to know how ITSM and how ServiceNow ITSM specifically works. All right. So without further ado, let's get into the conversation with VJ. But before moving forward, I would like to show a forward-looking statement to each one of you. Can we have the forward-looking statement on the screen? In this forward-looking statement, we basically want to let you know that the conversation and the information that we are going to pass on with today's session is strictly for educational purposes, since we have taken this information out of internet. So it'll be best that you do not take any buying decisions out of the conversation today. Please reach out to your account executives or your partners before making any buying decisions. The conversation for today is strictly for educational purposes. All right. Now let's move forward. So clearly, I will have to address Cyntexa, who is the reason why we are able to have this conversation here today. So Cyntexa is a ServiceNow consulting and implementation partner with expertise in IT service management, IT operations management, and more. Cyntexa serves multiple industries such as financial services, healthcare, education, manufacturing, non-profit, and beyond. We also have partnerships not only with ServiceNow but with other leading CRM solutions company, which is Salesforce, Google Cloud, AWS, Microsoft, and Nintex. We are committed to enabling businesses to unlock their potential through tailored solutions and transformative strategies. We have also so far worked with numerous clients. We have so far have been able to deliver 900 projects on all of the technological solutions that I just mentioned to you. Other than that, we also have 675 plus customers and 400 plus professionals so far. Next, let's move forward from knowing about Cyntexa to the agenda for today. So, you all are well aware that the topic is what is ServiceNow ITSM. So clearly we are going to dive into overview of IT service management and what really is ITSM. Next, we are going to get into ServiceNow ITSM and gain an understanding of how it works, what are its benefits. Then we will go a little bit deeper into features of ServiceNow ITSM. And from there, we will move towards ITSM processes, which is again something that you need a very good hands-on information on before making any decision or before even getting into any conversation with any partner. After this, of course, we have to discuss AI because it is the new big thing that you have to implement in your business. From there, we will move towards data model of ServiceNow ITSM. Then VJ will cover a live demo of ServiceNow ITSM, which I am very pumped about. I hope you all are too. After this, we are going to cover challenges addressed by ServiceNow ITSM, how top brands are leveraging ServiceNow ITSM, how ServiceNow ITSM benefits different stakeholders. So if you are a viewer who are not a stakeholder, who does not come from a C-suite level, but is just an executive from an IT department, this session is very much for you too, because we are going to cover how you also can leverage ITSM better in your business operations or in your overall day-to-day workings. From here, we will move toward best practices to implement ServiceNow ITSM. Then, of course, we have to help you choose the right implementation partner for you. And then we are more than willing to answer any questions that you have around ServiceNow ITSM, or any other technological solutions that we have there, since we have a Google of Cyntexa with us who can answer literally every technical question that might exist out there. All right. That was our overall agenda for today. Now let's move to the question of the day. What is ServiceNow ITSM? VJ, so far what I know about ITSM to begin with is it is basically something that manages end-to-end IT delivery, right? It is ITSM assists IT teams in almost every task that is out there, like for example, planning, designing, building, implementing, deploying, improvement of any support to customers or any IT support that is required within the organization also.
Yeah.
It is pretty much it is kind of a strategic partner for the business itself and for the organization itself, that it not only just takes care of today's job, but it also ensures that tomorrow also things are going to happen highly efficiently, and that too with in a cost-effective manner.
Exactly.
But this is something that I know from a very business point of view.
Sure.
Right? I want you to go a little bit deeper into ITSM from a technical point of view, and what really is ITSM.
So ITSM is basically IT service management, as the name suggests. So it's basically a standard structured, approach which ITSM provides that allows you to deliver IT services effectively. and ensuring you are minimizing downtime, you are being more proactive, you are actually doing things in a collaborative manner where you are automating tasks, where you are leveraging AI into the things. So that's a new addition to ITSM. It wasn't there earlier, but yeah. So it is a kind of the process. So it's a structured approach that you can leverage to ensure you are delivering IT services within your team effectively. And you can take help of collaboration, automations, workflows, basically to minimize your downtimes and do effective management of your IT team itself only, and be agile and flexible enough to adapt to ever evolving needs of IT teams. Currently, they are evolving very frequently with AI and new things coming into the picture. So that's the thing. And if I talk about, if we can look at the slide, and then there is one diagram, I think, which kind of helps us better understand how ITSM fits into the picture. So if we move to the next slide. So in the next slide, you can see a diagram. So basically, every business, have some kind of product and services that they are leveraging. That product and service is actually serving the organization and its people with, certain processes, delivering certain values. Now, those product and services will have to kind of rely on to some kind of, IT systems. So there is IT system, there is suppliers, and there are partners which are actually delivering that. Now, with all of that, how do you manage and how do you synchronize between the actual organization needs and their issues and actually managing the IT as well along with it? So for that, we kind of leverage ITSM to create value for the customers. So that is what ITSM is. And if we talk about, ServiceNow ITSM. So basically, it's an implementation of ITSM. So we talked about ITSM as a standard approach, a standard structured process. It's a way of doing things. ServiceNow ITSM actually implements that. It's a robust platform that allows us to do all of that. So yeah. So if we talk about, what things we can do with it, we can, track our incidents, we can track our change requests, we can track our problems. So what incident is? Incident is like something which is happening within your team, and your team is facing some issues. So they will be logging an incident like, we are facing this issue. And once you identify that issue is valid, you would be, fixing it. And for fixing it, let's say there might be a need, we need to give this guy a additional license. We need to give an upgraded system to this particular guy. We need to change some permissions to this particular user for this particular thing. So they would be creating a change request for the same. And now let's say you are receiving many issues of certain type. Let's call it, you are receiving many issues where they are saying we are not able to access our CRM portal itself only. Now that is a problem because more than 500 people has created that. So you can create a problem and then you can assign a team to actually identify the root cause, so you can mitigate it. So you can create problem and then you can link it with incident. So you can do all of that. And we are not limited to that. ServiceNow ITSM provides us a unified platform where we can do all of that, and we have the capability to do automations, to do workflow with a low-code platform where we can simply do point click there, and then we have the solution, we have the workflow built for us. So that is what ServiceNow ITSM is in a gist. And we are not with that, with any business, with any department, you would be needing some kind of reports and dashboards to actually see how well they are performing, where we are lacking, how we can improve this, how we can reduce our incidents, rate, how we can reduce the closure time. So you will have to rely on the reports and dashboards. So ITSM provides that as well on top of the platform itself only, and we do not need to go here and there. So ServiceNow ITSM is a one-stop platform where you can deliver all the things that your IT team needs to deliver in a manner where you are efficient, flexible, and adaptable to the ever-evolving needs as well. Because with just point and click, you can create new workflows, new automations as well. So that is what ServiceNow ITSM is in a whole. Then there are multiple additional things as well. For example, we have the capability to do change management, then we have digital process management. So those are the things that we discussed, but I think I am going a little far ahead, so we will be discussing them in features. But before that, there is another one diagram that I wanted to kind of discuss. So if we can look at it, so Yeah. So this diagram is kind of depicting, if there are multiple platforms, or not multiple platform, there are multiple IT product or IT services that an organization is utilizing. If they do not have a single platform, then what will happen is, for each of the product, for each of the services, they will have a different kind of mechanism to handle it. They will have a different kind of database where they are tracking it. They have a different type of process which needs to link them, but it's all disconnected, and they're linking them via manual task or maybe via emails and everything. So you will have this jargon type of a thing that you are viewing on the left hand side, and you can see, like, okay, there is operate, there is plan, and there are multiple databases, there are multiple email actions happening and all of that. But with a platform like ServiceNow, you have a single platform that you can leverage with shared data model, with shared intelligence, with shared workflows, and you can run all of those things from just one platform itself. And only, shared intelligence is like, having the clarity. This did not work. This also did not work. So like the CRM portal access did not work for this particular team. And then we are facing some issues there. They are not able to access this application as well, which allows them to run marketing campaigns. So there might be certain issues. So with shared intelligence, you can actually leverage that and ensure we are doing things effectively, and we are actually sorting the things, because there might be an issue in the training itself of that particular team that they are facing those kind of issues. Okay, so shared intelligence actually helps us allow that. If that won't be there, then it will only come up when you actually sit down, create your reports manually, because you don't have a platform, and then you're realizing the problem typically occurs with this team. There must be something that this team is doing wrong other than as compared to the 12 other things. So we can identify that with shared intelligence. Early on, not doing all of those reporting and everything. We can identify it early on. So that is what ServiceNow ITSM is and how it actually helps.
So Vijay, from such detailed understanding that you gave me of ITSM, what I have been able to understand is that it is basically answer to all the IT problems that might exist out there. And of course, very much reactive in nature, but it solves everything from incident management to problem management to change management to service level management also. But of course, we will get deep into all of these things a little bit later.
And in demo as well.
In the demo as
we
well.
will see AI as well in the demo. So, we have some high level idea, okay, how it works and everything.
So to everybody in the viewership who has faced any issue, be it the minutest of the issue or something, that is not letting them get more productive or not letting their teams getting more productive, I think ITSM is something that can somewhere help you out in increasing the productivity, because it is pretty much an answer to almost all of the IT problems that exist out there. I think I'll also like to quote one example here to give a perspective to people when you talk about unavailability of right equipments or unavailability of right systems. So let's take an example. This is strictly for people who are not from technical background but still want to understand what we really mean here. So for example, a sales representative joins your team, all right, and that sales representative is expected to constantly travel to different partners in order to strengthen your partnerships with them. But your IT team is not aware of that, and what they end up doing is that when the individual raises a request for a system, they ends up providing them a very monitor and CPU kind of a system instead of a laptop. So that somewhere reduces the productivity of the individual, because when that individual is traveling, they will not be able to they'll not be able to access their systems, they'll not be able to access their documents, and will not be able to pitch the clients better. So that's how ITSM in a very minutest way comes into the picture, that it pretty much enhances the productivity of almost every business operation and business process that is out there. Sales representative is a very small example into this, but you can understand how even the smallest of mismanagement or smallest of siloed information here and there can create such huge problems for people who are working at a ground level, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is, what basically ITSM and what ServiceNow ITSM meant. I think from here we can really move towards the features of ServiceNow ITSM. Exactly, yeah. And we have talked we have we have used a lot of big terms here, such as processes, such as efficiency, productivity, increased in revenue, better business operations. But then what are those features who actually make all of that happen within ServiceNow ITSM? So Vijay, please, walk us through the features and give us a idea about how it really, binds all together.
Definitely. So we have, incident management. If we, so incident management is basically, you are utilizing your systems, you're utilizing your platforms, and then you are running into an issue where you're not able to actually utilize it, where the system is not accessible. So how do you raise that issue? You can either go up to somebody in your team and then say it's not working. You can email them, but with with incident management, you can actually log it, and then you have a complete track of when did I logged it and what's action being taken. And from the admin point of view, from somebody who is actually managing the IT department, you can have a clear understanding of where the particular issue is, what's happening with it, and what needs to happen next. How long it has been kind of opened. So we have incident management where we can track each and everything, reducing the downtime and speeding up the IT service delivery across. Then we have change management. Change management goes hand in hand with incident management. So we talked about it just a little while ago. If the system is not working, then probably you need to add a new IP to your access range, because a new IP has been assigned to you by your ISP, and that's why you cannot access CRM portal. So you can create a change request for that, and it will be reviewed and then it will be executed on. So this is what change management is. So it allows you to kind of request for change. So a guy can also basically a employee can himself raise a request like, I want a newer laptop, my earlier laptop is not working, so they can create a change request. Or it can be linked to an incident, this is not working because the system is slow, so he needs a new laptop, so we can create a change request accordingly. Then we have configuration management database, CMDB. So CMDB is basically the capability of managing the configuration of the software and hardware that you have given to a particular person, or that you have within your organization itself only. So CMDB allows us to keep track of, we have 3,000 laptops, but all of those laptops will have some different type of configuration into them. Some may be Apple, some may be Microsoft, some may have 10 gigabytes of 16 gigabytes of RAM, some may have 32 gigabytes of RAM. So how do you manage that? So we can manage that with CMDB, and we can actually utilize it for our processes. Then we have knowledge management. So knowledge management is basically the capability of having knowledge articles within your organization that actually helps your employees resolve their queries on their own itself only, or resolve those queries effectively. So IT team does not need to spend their 3 hours identifying his Wi-Fi is not working. What are the things that we can do? You don't need to think about it. You already have a knowledge article. You can simply look into that and you can suggest on the basis of that, like, you can do this and it will work. So that is knowledge management. Then we have asset management. So you can manage your assets entirely within the ITSM itself only. You have problem management. So problem management is identifying the root cause, like why it's happening frequently, or why this issue keeps coming up on a very regular basis, or why this issue keeps coming up, has come up in the recent times, 10 to 20 times, or maybe 300 times. So we can create a problem and we can link incidents to it so that they can be, resolved effectively by utilizing the information that we have. So we have problem management where we can define the problem, then we can execute onto it, and then keep a track of what was the, what's the first step, what's the second step, how much time it went, and we can collaborate onto it, and then it will actually help us. So that is problem management. Then we have continual improvement management. So you may have certain goals, like we want to reduce our turnaround time from 3 days to just 2 days itself only. So how do you do that? You can utilize continual improvement management. You can set goals and ensure whether you are being aligned to that or not. So that's just high level example of how we can utilize it. Then we have SLAs. Everybody knows SLAs who's working into any kind of business. So service level agreement. So let's say you have a SLA like, where you need to fix an issue within 2 days, or you need to return back, get back to the person within 2 days itself only with a resolution, like this is how you can fix it. So how do you enforce that? So there comes SLA. So somebody has raised an issue, the internet is not working, and he has logged that issue as, let's say, 10 a.m. You have an SLA like the internet should not be down for 6 hours. In that scenario, you have logged the case at 10. You have an SLA which can help you enforce by 6 p.m. If this does not get happened, we can escalate it and we can, take help of our SLA. From the other point of view, we can implement SLA to ensure like we are not kind of going, above the SLA agreed time. So we can we can implement SLAs and we can enforce it. We will view them in our demo as well in a short while, how we can utilize that. Then we have request management. So request management is basically, a particular employee can, simply log into a portal and then he can simply ask for, something like my laptop is not working. I need a new laptop. I need a extended screen because I'm a video editor and I cannot do the editing in the 14-inch screen itself only. I need a 29-inch ultra wide screen. So we can actually manage that. So request management allows us to do that. Then we have digital portfolio management, which allows us to manage a digital portfolio. So within the IT team, you may have a lot of capabilities that you're providing. Like you can change your password, you can request for a new laptop, you can request for an extended screen, you can request for an additional license, you can request for a VPN access, you can request for a let's say dedicated social media access, things like that. So how do you keep track of it? We would be utilizing digital portfolio management. It allows us to manage all the things that you are offering as IT teams. So you can manage that. Then we have predictive intelligence, as the name suggests. Predictive intelligence is, using AI to predict if this has happened, like there is a probability like this might be happening soon. So this is where AI comes into the picture. It actually helps us do predictions and identify these could be the issues which could be we could be seeing in the next few coming days or within the next few hours. So we can actually rely onto it and implement it within our organization. Then we have performance analytics. So as the name suggests, we can track our trends and resource allocations and see how well they are performing. So we can actually leverage that. It comes around to the reports and dashboards that I talked about earlier. So we can leverage the performance analytics piece over there. Then we have virtual agent. So virtual agent, as the name suggests, so virtual agent is an intelligent chatbot that we can leverage to resolve issues through natural language, where they can simply say, I'm facing this issue, I'm facing that issue. It can actually go through knowledge articles, identify what could be the resolution, and it can actually help them. It can help them provide the answer to the incidents that they have raised, to the change request that they have requested. So they do not need to go into the incidents or go into the change request and see what stage they are in. They can simply see what stage they are in. The chatbot can actually summarize it for them. Then we have service catalog. So service catalog is basically the services that are available to a particular employee, to a particular user from the service catalog that we talked about earlier, which is portfolio management. So we can have a service catalog where they can see these are the things which are available to me. So somebody may not have the access to request for a VPN, but they have access to other things. So we can manage that with service catalog. Then we have service operations workspace. So a dedicated workspace where the IT guys can come in and actually see all the things where they need to take actions on, which could be incident, which could be change management, which could be change request, which could be problems as well. So we have that. Then we have admin center. As the name suggests, admin can actually control and manage everything from setting up the users to setting up the process to setting up escalation rules and validations and everything. Employee center, basically an extension, or I would say a subset of a portal where employees can actually get the things where they have a clear understanding of what all things are available to them and how they can utilize it. Now Assist. So Now Assist, the AI in ITSM. So it helps you, boost your productivity with certain generative capabilities like summarizing, creating knowledge article from incidents or change request itself only. So we have that capability and we can modify it into different needs. So we will be having a separate webinar on Now Assist, and we will delve deeper into it, how it will work and how it will perform. We still have a demo in today's demo itself only of Now Assist, but the detailed one will be happening in future in our upcoming webinars. Then we have digital product release. So you are working in a company where you are providing services of let's say you are into financial services management, okay, and you have a new mobile app which is bound to come live. So how do you manage it? How do you manage the entire process? So digital product release actually allows you to identify that. So like earlier you were on version 3, but now we are releasing version 4. So version 4 will have these 3 new capabilities. These 2 capabilities will be kind of obsolete, and these are the new one which would be replacing them. So you can manage that. You can actually train your teams into that. We will be talking them about in a little bit later, but digital product release actually allows us to manage the rollout right from actually, strategizing it, planning it, executing it, and then actually doing the adoption of it. So that is possible. Now mobile, name suggests, it's the mobile version of the capabilities that you can access and utilize within your mobile phone itself only. We have digital end user experience, which is basically the experience that you get for end customers, where they can interact with the portal, do certain things, talk to the agent itself only. Then we have DevOps change velocity. So within IT teams, there is a need where you are releasing new capabilities, new features, and new functionalities. And for that, sometimes you might be requiring certain level of approvals. So specifically in the financial services industry, you have to rely on to that. You have to adhere, not rely. You have to adhere on to certain processes and regulations where you need to get approval from these 4 people, from these 5 people. So how do you manage that? You have done the development somewhere, but how do you actually link it in a way where you are tracking the approvals and where you are collaborating on the approvals? So ServiceNow actually allows you to do that with DevOps change velocity, where we can, track our approval processes, track these are the 3 new features that you will be rolling out, and it requires approval from the CFO. It requires approval from the COO. So you can manage that. Then we have process mining. So process mining is a tool which I really like, to be honest, from ITSM. It basically allows you to see how well your process is actually performing. You can actually get a complete understanding when the incident got created. It was a new stage. Then it went into analysis stage. Then it went to approval stage. Then it went to implementation stage. So how it is moving between these kind of stages, how much time it typically stays within that stage only. What's the total closure rate? What's the typical reasons that we see on these kind of reports? So we have that clarity with process mining. We can control, we can actually report onto it. We can do auditing onto it and identify this is the bottleneck. Whenever the incident is created from portal, it typically takes 4 days extra when it is created via a walk-in or something like that. So you can actually get deep into that with process mining. Then we have AI search. As the name suggests, AI will search everything for you across all the modules, across all the key points where that information might be available. Then we have service portal. So service portal allows you to kind of it's the name itself only, where you have the capability to do self-service on your own, where you can utilize it and you can leverage onto it. DevOps configuration. So DevOps configuration is what we talked about, DevOps change velocity. So how does DevOps change velocity work? It can only work when the DevOps configuration is centralized in a single place. So you may have, let's say, within financial services system, you may have 4 or 5 systems that you are utilizing. Now those 4 or 5 systems, how they are linked together, how they are integrated together. So that is basically what DevOps config is, where you can actually manage that so that you can minimize the risk of outages, and you can minimize the risk of failure in your CI/CD pipeline. So that is what DevOps config is. So these are the features that we have talked about. There are certain more which are still left, but these are some features that we wanted to cover.
I think we we would really want you to download the deck.
Yeah.
If you want to know all about ServiceNow ITSM features, everything is available on the deck that is currently being shown to you on the screen. We have added the link for the deck in the comment section, as well as that will be added in the description also. So please download our deck for all of the information that Vijay just shared with us over here. In case you weren't able to make notes, please download our deck, and I think that will be very helpful for you.
And if you want to know more, if you want to actually see how DevOps velocity will help me, how digital, let's say how let's say service portal will help me, how it can benefit my business processes, you can connect with us and we can help you out in that as well.
I completely agree. And Vijay, after knowing so much about what ITSM and what specifically ServiceNow ITSM brings into the picture, I think there are 4 things that we can definitely at least can almost say that, okay, these are the few things that ServiceNow makes sure is going to happen in your business. I think one is improved efficiency through resolving issues faster, through reducing downtime, and through optimizing service delivery, most importantly. I think the second thing that ServiceNow ITSM really guarantees is enhanced customer satisfaction, because at the end of the day, that is what almost all of the organizations really working towards. So with better operations inside, it really leads to better value creation outside. I think that is one thing that ServiceNow ITSM really helps in, by delivering high quality and reliable services to the clients. Third point, I think that really is going to resonate with a lot of stakeholders, is reduced costs. I feel ServiceNow ITSM is really going to minimize the impact of service disruptions, and at the end of the day, that is going to save a lot of unnecessary costs that ends up happening because of, at times, unplanned disruptions or unplanned disruptions that happen within your IT services or within your overall business operations. And I think the fourth thing that will definitely happen with ServiceNow ITSM is increased profitability. Again, something that our key stakeholders are deeply interested
Everybody
in.
wants to be profitable.
Yes. Less cost and more money.
Yeah.
So I think by improved service delivery, by increased customer retention, and by driving revenue growth, most specifically, ServiceNow ITSM really guarantees these 4 things, which is like improved efficiency, enhanced customer satisfaction, reduced cost, and of course, increasing profitability.
Yeah.
Vijay, I do also have a question here that we did talked about, about cost a bit, but it is something that you want to cover later, or would you like to answer the questions being raised on ServiceNow ITSM's cost
Sure.
right
We
now?
we can talk about them right now as well.
Okay. So please, this question gets asked a lot in Cyntexa's community, that how much is ServiceNow ITSM going to cost?
Okay, so that is a question I also hear a lot. So that is something we can talk about. We cannot talk openly. So you have to kind of connect with us, and then we can talk about it. And it's something that ServiceNow does not disclose openly, and it's something that they have catered to in a way where they will reveal it to the customers accordingly and according to the requirements. So you can connect with us, and we can actually help you out in that. So sorry, I think I did not answer the question, but maybe this is the answer that you will find everywhere.
Maybe fill a contact us form of Cyntexa, or just dropped a hi on LinkedIn to Vijay. And I guess he'll answer there. Maybe he's not answering it here, but who knows? If you'll get on an in-person call with them, he might answer this question too, right?
Sure, definitely.
All right. I think from here, Vijay, the next key factor that we really need to get into is the processes within ITSM. So, please give us an idea
Definitely,
about
yeah,
how
yeah.
ITSM processes.
So all the features that we talked about, come together, and they actually help you deliver certain processes. These are the processes that you can see on the screen, which would help you better understand. So we have change management. We talked about it in a great detail, how we can do that. And we have the capability of actually managing the change right from submission to approval to actually executing onto it. And then have a complete collaboration and complete history of what happened, how it happened, and then we can link it with certain additional items as well, maybe a problem itself only, or maybe incident. So we have change management. Then we have release management. So release management allow us to kind of manage new capabilities which we are releasing. We talked about DevOps, and we talked about new features that we can leverage, we can provide. So that is what we can control via release management. And in that we have the capability of digital product release. So that basically fits right into the release management, where you can manage entirely everything, how you will be rolling it out, how it will affect it, how you can mitigate it, how you can increase adoption of the same. Then we have configuration management. We can manage all the configurations related to your assets, related to all devices that you have, related to all the softwares you have, and then you can manage them over there itself only. So you don't have to go to documents, or you don't have to open up your email threads to actually see what's the license type we have for Adobe Premiere Pro or Adobe Creative Cloud, or what's the license we have for our CRM, what's the configuration that we have for our Mac devices that we have given to our let's say New York video editor. So you don't have to go here and there, and you can simply rely on to the configuration management itself only. Then we have continuous improvement management. We talked about it a bit earlier, so we can do that and we can manage it. We have incident management, an entire process where we can manage incident. We can do escalations. We can do automations on top of it. We can leverage AI as well. We can integrate with different platforms, so the incidents are creating automatically as soon as they are creating somewhere. So we have that capability with incident management. Knowledge management, which allows you to have knowledge articles that you can expose to your employees, that you can expose it to your internal teams, and they can actually leverage. And then you have AI, which can also utilize it to deliver the answers quickly, saving time of your IT team so they can do more meaningful things. And you don't have to scale your IT teams just because you don't have a way of answering their questions, answering your employees' questions. Then we have problem management. We can manage problems. I talked about in a great detail earlier. So we have that. We have request management, where we can, where we can implement requests for different type of things, and then we can actually manage it, how they would be reviewed, how they would be approved, what are the actions that needs to be taken, who needs to take the actions, how it needs to be delivered, and then how they can collaborate onto it. Then we have service level management. So we have service level agreements that we can, create, and then we can enforce them via incident. So you can actually see whether we are meeting them on time or not, how well we would be executing onto them. So we have service level management. Then workflow and talent management. So we talked about workflow here and there. So we can actually manage the workflows as well. So we are not limited to these kind of management only, like incident, release, change. If you want to do some additional things on top of it, you can do it. And you can also manage where your team is aligned, how they are aligned, when they are unaligned. So we can manage that with talent management with this. So that is what certain processes are. So the features and the processes goes hand in hand. 2 features provide this process, 3 features combined provide us this process. So it goes like that.
Right. I completely agree with you on the processes. Somewhere features and process are really going very much hand in hand. Although, Vijay, when you talked about change management, it really raised, another discussion altogether for me. So like a change can come anytime, be it planned or unplanned. And at times businesses are unaware how to tackle, that change, and that might open a lot of issues within their business operations. And that is why I think change management as one of the processes is really revolutionary and transformative in nature. And after change management, there are 2 more terms that really comes into the picture, which is change enablement and ITIL. So I'll first give you all a brief of what change management is. Change management is basically a strategical planning on how you're going to make a change happen in your organization. For example, your marketing team needs a better CRM software, or you need to upgrade to a pro version. Now, how are you really going to do that? The strategical planning a framework on how you're going to make that change happen. How are you from the time of planning to then executing, to then involving the key stakeholders, to then after that really executing it. A lot of that comes into all of it really comes into change management. Whereas what change enablement is what really differentiates the whole process, is because it ensures that the change management that you have done, or the change or the new implementation that you have really brought into your IT system actually succeeds. And how that is going to happen? Change enablement does risk assessment. It makes sure that there are not going to be any disruptions or any operational inefficiencies that might happen when a new software might get implemented. Or let's take an example of a manufacturing unit. A new product line is being started. There's a huge chance that if a risk assessment is not done, you end up losing a lot of money of yours. And that is why change enablement is a key concept here, that it really makes sure that whatever changes you have done within your IT systems or IT services, it ensures that it really gets successful. How? First of all, by risk assessment. Second, by making sure that the adoption of the same is happening within your company or within your organization. A lot of times people take the new systems very lightly, and they don't really they don't understand the importance of it, and that is why they don't feel that they need to adhere to it. Change enablement makes sure that that is not really the case. And I think after that, what it really does, it also trains your staff, it trains your team, it trains the people, the key stakeholders, the major decision makers, as well as the people who are at the ground level, who are at the executional level, on how this new system is going to work out. So planning and executing and making it live is one part of it. Change enablement really makes sure that it succeeds by doing the risk assessment, by adopting it within the organization, and by also training the people. Now, after that, there is another term, that get used a lot, which is ITIL. So, ITIL is Information Technology Infrastructure Library. It is, as we said, that ITSM is approach. Within that approach, you need a framework to make sure that that approach gets succeeded. That's what ITIL is. It is a framework, or I would say a rule book, which governs how all of the changes are going to happen. It is basically a framework that helps in managing IT services in your business. It includes all best practices related to governance, collaboration, and improvements. It is basically a rule book with which your IT services are aligned with your business goals. So Vijay, I do understand that ITSM is a bigger picture here, and ITIL is basically a subset or a framework that...
Sorry, I cut you.
You want to have some water?
Yeah.
Right. So, Vijay, I do understand here that ITSM is a bigger picture here, where the entire IT operations are being, talked about. And ITIL is a framework which makes sure that the changes, the new adoptions, or whatever that is happening, that is done in a right manner, so that there are no issues in later. But then, oftentimes, DevOps also comes into the picture. So, what is the difference between ITSM, ITIL, and DevOps?
So see, sorry. Let me have some more water. I'm not sure what happened.
In the meantime, we can have the screen where we just talked about change management and change enablement on the screen.
Yeah.
So that people could get a view, or could, read a little bit about it.
Yeah. So if I talk about, what is DevOps? You talked about ITSM, you talked about ITL, you talked about change enablement, change management. So change management is basically actually managing, how you will be bringing that change. Enablement is basically how that enablement will, adopted and executed and everything. So DevOps is the actual thing which is executing it. So how you are delivering that. So DevOps is basically the capability where you have created certain functionality, you have created certain capabilities, and you need to deliver it. So DevOps is the key thing which actually executes it. You may have developed it, but how it will be delivered to those let's say 5 lakh devices or 500,000 devices which the bank customers are utilizing. So you will have to rely on your DevOps because it is the core piece which will be utilized in executing onto it and delivering those changes. So that is what DevOps is in this complete entire picture.
All right. Thank you for answering that, PJ. ITSM is the entire approach on what the IT operations are run or how the overall business operations are run. ITIL is a framework that that allows or that kind of plays a key role in making any change happen or making any upgradation happen. And DevOps is the actual execution.
Yeah.
The actual execution that is actually happening, which is making the whole change management, change enablement happen. All right, from now here, I think the one question that gets raised a lot, that is actually getting raised a lot in our Cyntexa community as well is AI and how ServiceNow supports AI, how ServiceNow ITSM supports AI, and the eagerness, in businesses moving towards AI is really there. I mean, I don't know if it's a FOMO or if it is really making any difference. Vijay, I would really want you to, just really give us a bit of a light there. That is it really FOMO which is making everybody go on to AI, or what is it with AI and what is it with AI in ServiceNow ITSM that is really creating so much buzz out there?
So see, FOMO is there, but they get to the place with the AI because of FOMO, and then they stay there because it's actually delivering value to them.
Right. Okay.
So it depends on how you're utilizing it. So the FOMO may get you to the AI, but the right execution, the right planning will actually deliver value from the AI itself only. So that's the key thing. So FOMO is there, but when it delivers value, when it delivers, when it delivers value, just when it delivers value, you stay there. So that is what AI is, and that's the same case in ServiceNow as well. And ServiceNow has, very, I would say, neatly have integrated AI into their processes, into their, structures. It delivers value from the ITSM itself only. You don't need to do certain modifications and configurations that you have to do with other platforms where you have to kind of work on them and configure them for this use case, for that use case. ITSM does provide you the capability of configuring what you want to achieve with Now Assist, but they also provide out of the box capabilities that actually make sense, that actually provides value to the customers. So if you look at the 6 things that we see that ITSM Now Assist can do. So again, AI in ServiceNow is typically Now Assist. It's called Now Assist in it. So if we look at the slides, so first up we have AI in ITSM Accelerate. So basically it accelerates incident resolution by reducing the repetitive task and predicting what could be the future issues based on the things that are happening. So they get resolved or they get the attention before they are escalated. So AI actually helps you do that. So when it is doing repetitive tasks, you have much more time to do other things. And by identifying the issues which could be escalated, it's actually saving time, and it is actually saving you from that SLA breach as well by actually highlighting these are the cases there or these are the incidents where we need to take action. So it actually helps us do that. Then we have powerful virtual agents, which allows us to do things where somebody in the IT team would have typically done that. So the AI agents is taking care of that by reducing the time on how they are resolved and saving time for the IT teams itself only. With predictive analytics, it allows IT team to identify trends and address potential service disruption. So what does this mean is, let's say you are utilizing CRM portals and you are seeing there are many cases or many incidents being raised about the CRM is not accessible right now, and we are facing timeout, or we are not able to log in, or if we log in, we are unable to access certain kind of modules. Then it can actually highlight the leads might not also be coming into the system. So it can predict onto those things. So it's just an example of what it can do, and it can predict that, and you can actually leverage that. It has also, optimizes resource allocation by analyzing patterns and giving you next best action, or I would say, suggesting actions like you can do this to resolve this. So based on the AI understanding and the data that it has, it can actually assist you in doing the next things for any kind of issues or incident or in change management, basically anywhere, based on the data, based on the things that we already have. Then we have machine learning algorithms, which are actually getting better and better based on the data that they are understanding about your use cases, about your scenarios. It actually is improving and delivering more accurate solutions faster. Then with AI, it also enhances knowledge management by automatically tagging and monitoring the issues which can be resolved by the knowledge articles that we already have. We would be seeing that in our demo as well. And then we can also create knowledge articles from the incidents itself only, so you don't have to write them down again. It can actually leverage the things which has already happened and convert them into knowledge articles. So that is, these are some of the capabilities that we can achieve with ServiceNow. And then there are many more, which we would be covering in our, as I said earlier, in our later webinars. And if you want to know more about it, you can subscribe to our channel. And if you are more curious and if you want more information and you do not want to wait for the webinars, you can connect with us and we can actually help you out and how it can be fit into your business requirements, where it is actually benefiting you and delivering value to you.
Right. I think, Vijay, from here we can really move into the data model that is there in ServiceNow. Again, a very technical term which I would really want you to take care of and give us a highlight on
Sure.
how data model really is in ServiceNow.
So, data model, if I talk about, so it's a unified single platform, the Now platform. So the Now platform is there, and in that Now platform, we have, CMDB, we have mobile capabilities, we have reports and dashboard, knowledge management, mobile agent, service level management. So we have that layer. And on that layer itself only, we have the various capabilities that we are delivering, which is incident management, problem management, change release management, request management. So in our initial slides, we talked about shared intelligence. Okay, and we talked about single platform. So this is what data model allows us to do that. With shared intelligence, you can only have that when you have a data model which is connected with all of these processes. So let's say if we are doing asset and cost management, and we are doing request management, then we can leverage change management. In the change and release management, we can actually leverage the data that we already have from the asset management and request management. Like, okay, we are seeing requests being seeing requests which are rising for ultra wide screens. So we have only 10 of them, but we need to get more of them because the requests for them are rising on a very frequent basis. So we can identify things like that when we have shared intelligence. So this data model allows us to do that. And then we have the capabilities of doing, AI things into it, like predictive intelligence and other things on top of it, such as dynamic translations and all of that. So data model actually helps us do that. And now I think, we would be, our audience as well, and I am also would like to, talk about it from a demo perspective and not just, kind of show all of these things and in the text form and not actually doing certain things. So I think I would like to go into the demo so we can talk through them and actually get a better understanding of how it can help you.
And I think Vijay, demo is something that really people are excited about, because that is where they get to see all the practical things that you and I have talked about so far in the webinar. So I guess from here we will really be getting into the live demo of ServiceNow ITSM. So Vijay will need, I think, another 20 seconds to set up the things.
Yeah.
All right. In the meantime, let us know if you all have any questions around ServiceNow ITSM so far. You can drop them down in the comment section below, or you can also download the deck. We have mentioned the deck in the comment. If you are joining in from LinkedIn, again, it is in the comment section, and it is pinned, so you can definitely check out our deck also once. It shares a lot of information that we have discussed so far. Also, I guess Cyntexa has really positioned itself well in ServiceNow. So if you are somebody who who is looking forward to have any sort of understanding, any sort of assistance required within ServiceNow, if you are somebody who is looking forward to build a career in ServiceNow, if you are somebody who is looking forward to automate your business operations within ServiceNow, we would be more than willing to help you out on any terms. If you are somebody who wants to really enhance your career or looking for better opportunities, we would really be willing to help you out. So just reach us out on any ServiceNow query, on any conversation that you might want to have around ServiceNow. We will be more than willing to get on a call and to see how we can help you out. Vijay, are we ready?
Yeah. Just a second. We are ready actually, but there are certain things that I have to kind of configure. Just a second.
That is really, increasing our excitement to see what you have got for us this time in the demo.
Sure. So I think we are ready. So if we can have the screen. All right. So this is a demo that we have created for this webinar itself only, and the screen that you are viewing is one of our ServiceNow instance that we have set up, and in that instance we have taken an example of an automotive company that is selling its car across multiple regions in multiple countries, and they have multiple dealerships, multiple workshops that is actually providing services for those particular cars. So this is the service portal where a particular dealership or a particular I would say workshop can actually view it and see that, and they have the capability to see the incidents that they have created, the change requests that they have raised, the knowledge center about the information that is available for them, the service catalog, the things that they can do with this. So they have all of these capabilities. So we will quickly go into the service catalog from over here. In the service catalog, we have these services that they can do: change password, create a change request, request a knowledge base. So we can configure them however we want. So let's say they have recently got a incident where a car was kind of provided to them. So let's say they are raising a ticket for a customer. Let's say the car number is 3. He is driving G-Wagon, and and then this particular issue needs to be assigned to a specific, let's say, technician. Aline, the urgency is high, and the issue is, let's say, the GPS is not working effectively. This is the issue that they are logging. And as soon as I create that, it will be it will be available to us over here. So meanwhile, it's getting submitted. This is the reports and dashboard that we can view. This is just a sample report and dashboard that we have that we are showcasing to you right now. We can customize it, modify it according to your needs, so that you can actually leverage it and you can actually utilize it however you want. So this allows a business owner to have a clear understanding of how well they are performing in that area, how many incidents are there, which particular user is assigned to how many of them, how many of them are in critical stage, planning stage. So we can configure them accordingly. Now our ticket would have been created, so I will quickly go into the incident itself only. Just a second. I think I missed it. Yeah. No. All right. I think I will go from over here only. I have lost a tab. Yeah. So this is the incident that we have recently created. So it's over here, and it's opening. It's opening. So yeah, just one thing that I would like to kind of highlight. So this instance that you are seeing of ServiceNow is basically a demo instance. It's not a production instance. That's why it's slow. the production instance isn't slow, so the demo instance typically tends to be slow because they are not meant for, I would say, the production usage only. That's what I would say. So do not take your decisions based on this. So that was the forward-looking statement, and it's being utilized over here. So please remember that. All right. So this is the incident that has been created. So I will not look into it. So I will quickly want to show you one of the things, which is, let's say this is the case where we have created tab TPMS is not functioning. So we have a complete understanding of, what the issue is. So this summary has been created for us. It is having an impact about us, like what it is impacting, the configuration item that we have. And then we have the comments as well. So we talked about collaboration. So we can see the collaboration happening over here. And then we have the SLA information. So if there are any SLAs related to this, they can be viewed over here. So right now it's not configured in that scenario, but it can be seen over here. Like it has been breached because this case has been open for past 2 days. And if you are buying a G-Wagon, you do not want the GPS to be not functional for 2 days. So the SLA has been breached. And then we have the information about the person who actually raised this issue. So it's available to us over here. If I go back to our portal, and if I go to the request, I want to showcase you how it will look. So this is the one. So how it will look for them. So this is how it will look. So like the issue was created, and then we have the TPS is not functioning and the system is failing. Is not functioning. So like the guy actually created an issue. Then somebody else is saying like, this is not working and we need to work onto it. This particular person is saying something. So we have a collaboration timeline. So we have a clear understanding of what's happening, what's going to happen next, and then we can provide information as well. So the guy can provide information over there itself only, and the person who can actually help them, the IT team, the IT manager, let's say some subject matter expert onto the TPS itself only can be assigned to it, and they can all collaborate over here, and it is all available to us and we can see what's happening. So this is how we can, simply leverage that. So if I quickly go over here, so this is what we can do with it. Now I want to also showcase you, certain issues that we can view. So let me go to incidents. So this is the service operation workspace. So service operation workspace is basically the workspace that we talked about in our features. So this workspace is the home to the IT guys who are actually working onto it, where they can, simply leverage these things. Just a second. Where they are simply leveraging this all of information, where they have the clarity of what all interaction has happened, what all requests are assigned, what all catalogs have been assigned, what all incidents are there, what all problems are there, which have been assigned to them, obviously. So I will quickly go into the all incidents, and I will open up one of the incidents. Let's say I will open up an incident of, let's say, this one. It's the GPS issue only. I think it's an issue that I had created earlier, but we will consider that only for our the demo piece. So we have information about it, like this is not working, and we are identifying there is an issue into it, and we have all the details about it. Okay, so let's say I have identified like the GPS system is not working, and the issue is the GPS module is faulty and I want to get it replaced. So I can create a change request, and I will create a change request from over here. It's opening again. Do not make your purchasing decisions based on the slow speed right now. It's just because of the the demo instance only. So I can create a summary over here. I can say I have verified the GPS is not functioning as expected and needs to be replaced. Let's say I have giving that, and I'm saving it. So as soon as this is saved, this particular change request will be, assigned for assessing. So it's being saved. Yeah, so it's saved, and now we need to kind of work onto it. Just a second. Yeah, so I will quickly go. So over here, if I refresh it, so this is where the approvals are coming. So for the sake of this demo, I have the user who can actually approve the approvals from over here itself only. It won't be the case when you actually use it in production. But for the sake of this demo, I am approving this. So let's say I approve it. If I have approved it, this record will be updated. The team would be assigned to it. So the change request needs to be approved first, and then the team would be assigned to it. Just a second. Hold on. Sometimes things break. Just a moment. Yeah, now it's approved. I think I approved some other request earlier. All right, let's see, it will be updated. So now it's assigned to IT team. As you can see, earlier it wasn't. I think I should have shown you earlier. Now it will be sent for further approval. So basically right now what we are showing is, like the approval will happen based on the approval that we are submitting. So the first stage is to kind of submit it where it would be assessed whether this change is even necessary based on identifying what has been done, what has been, so ITSM is a standard approach, standard practices. So the standard practice says, like, if a change request is coming in, somebody needs to verify the things which is happening in that particular thing. So the change is actually necessary or not will be assessed, and once it is assessed, we would be submitting it for technical review, like, okay, whether this needs to be actually changed or not. So I have submitted it. Now it is kind of submitted to the change advisory board, which is a team of 6. Again, standard approach says like there needs to be a team of 6. We can configure it according to the business needs, but typically it's 6. So I will approve this particular request. As soon as I approve it, it's approved. I will quickly go back. Yeah, as you can see, now it's approved and authorized. It is scheduled now. It's on the scheduled stage. So now this is how the flow would move forward. Like, it's scheduled, then once it's implemented, it would be implement stage. So this is how it will move forward. So this is how the change request can be implemented and how it can be, executed forward in this particular manner. And we have the complete capability of, doing collaborations from over here itself only, where we can, talk to different teams and everything, and we can chat with them. So this is how we can leverage it. Now I will show you how the problem management would look like and how we can create a problem and how it can be linked to different things. So let me open up a problem for this one. I think I will take this one. All right. So as you can see, this is the another incident that we have created where the hydraulic machine is not working. Okay, one thing I didn't showcase earlier. I will quickly go back over here and I will quickly jump into create incident. So we can create an issue for a customer, or the dealership or the workshop can create an issue or an incident for themselves as well. Like for this scenario, the hydraulic machine is not working for the workshop itself only, for the dealership itself only. So they have created an issue, and that issue is over here. We have all of the information over here, and we have identified, okay, yeah, this is a problem which is happening across all of our dealerships. So what we can do is we can create a problem from over here. As soon as I create a problem, it has the data is already kind of pre-filled, and I can simply save it and create it as a problem. And then over here on the right hand side, you can see agent assist. So this is now assist. If you can remove me from the screen. So this particular section is agent assist. So this is where the now assist comes into the picture. And I said like it automatically identifies and tags the related issues and knowledge article. Like it automatically identifies the knowledge articles which can actually help resolve a issue or change or a problem. So this is what's happening right now. Article is already there, which is resolving hydraulic machine lifting. So it can be linked to it, or it can be updated based on the problem that we are facing. So it is actually helping us be more connected and be more updated across our organization itself only with this. So we can utilize it. So I will click on save and it will be linked, and then we can assign to it as well. So yeah, this is how we can utilize the sorry, we can create problems from over here, and this is how the now assist can help us. Now, if I'm talking about Now Assist, I will like to kind of give you a demo of, the other piece as well, which is this one. Okay, so this is another org that we are utilizing, and in this org, I have various incidents. So let me open up an incident, and this is a summarize capability. So we all know, like, this is how, and this is the place where generative AI kind of begin with summarizing records, summarizing stories, summarizing different chats for us. So this is what's happening. So it will summarize the entire incident for us. So the incident might be very, very long. It may have a lot of actions, a lot of things that have happened, a lot of conversation that has happened. So incident summary can be summarized with just one click, and it is actually have created a summary which is more meaningful and giving us the complete understanding as well. So we do not need to go and read each and everything, like what were the details, what was happened, and then what happened, then who created it. So we have a clear understanding from just here itself only. So that is Now Assist capability, which is automatically configured that you can start utilizing it directly from there. Then we have Now Assist over here. And it can actually generate knowledge base article based on the incident itself only. So let's say we want to create a knowledge base article from this. I will simply click on it. It is working. It will take all the information from this and it will create a knowledge base article for us. Just a second. It has created it. If I open it, it has created this, and we have all the information like what's the issue, what's the cause, what's the resolution. So this allows us to, kind of quickly move forward where we don't have to waste our time in creating, knowledge articles manually. The AI can do that for you based on the information that you have already provided in resolving the incident. So you do not need to do the repetitive tasks. So this is how AI is actually helping us. So yeah, this was the brief demo that I wanted to kind of give of ServiceNow and all of its capabilities along with Now Assist. So it can do a lot of more things on top of it, and I think we will be having another webinar in near future on Now Assist, where you can learn more about how it can actually help your business in different scenarios.
All right. Vijay, that was really, insightful and a very as practical as it could get. That's what the demo was. I think it was very informational and very insightful for our audience also. At least I, got so much information and got such good hands-on on ServiceNow ITSM. At least now I know the look and feel of it. I now know how seamless it is. I now understand that when we were talking about having everything on one system, it really allows us to do that. So thank you so much for planning out and for executing such an amazing demo for our audience.
So I think I missed out on onto one thing. I just realized when you said, like I covered. So see, every business is unique. Every business has a lot of benefits, and we I think discussed more than 20 features. So I couldn't cover all of them. There is one feature that I wanted to kind of cover. So if we go back to the demo screen itself only, yeah. So this is process mining. So I talked about it. So process mining is the capability where we have a complete history of how well our processes are functioning, and we have a complete understanding of what's happening, how much time it is taking, where we need to improve, how we need to improve. So how do we do that? So we can create process mining. We can do process mining. So over here we have done process mining, and if I have already mined the project, so I will simply open it. Process mining would take a lot of not a lot but some time to run on. So I have already done that before the demo. So if I open it up, so the process mining is actually giving us some level of clarity. Okay, like what's the average time that we have taken to respond back to them. So we have a clear understanding of whether we are right at the bar where we are almost breaching our SLA limits, or are we doing it well. So we have a clear understanding of that, how many records we got created based on a date. If I go to the analyst workbench, so over here we have a flow chart kind of a thing. Like the process started, there were records which got into in progress, and then from those these were how many were got into the resolved status, and it took them around 1 month and 6 days. So that much time it took. So we have that kind of clarity as well. So process mining actually helps us drill down into where our processes are lacking and how we can improve onto it, how we can enhance onto it. So this is just a small demo or small piece that I wanted to cover. So this demo was small, so that's why it's looking like that. But now I have a demo where we can simply look at how it will look for different businesses. So it is showcasing like new status got created and then it went to in progress. So there were total of 5,000 records which kind of went from new to in progress. How much time it took from going from new to in progress. So we can keep a track of like when the issue goes into on hold status, how much time it takes to get them out of that status. So we can actually create our models and identify what is our bottleneck and how do we resolve that. So this is just process mining. Again, it will vary from business to business, and we can talk about different businesses and how it can actually benefit them. But this is a high level overview of how process mining looks like and how it can actually help businesses identify where they are lacking and how they can improve onto it. So this was last piece that I wanted to kind of cover in our demo. So now I'm done with the demo.
Vijay, that was some real crazy technical work that you do out there, but clearly I think solved a lot of our questions, a lot of confusions that our viewers and definitely I had around how much theoretically what we are saying is actually being implemented on practical terms or not. I think now we know that it really delivers to what it is promising upon. It really brings that value. And from here, I would also like to next move towards the challenges that ServiceNow ITSM really caters to. So can we please have the challenges on the screens? Right. Challenges addressed by ServiceNow ITSM. I think one of the biggest challenges that it really
So,
caters to.
sorry to cut you off. So, like, these challenges are the challenges that we have been talking about for the past, so much duration. Like, these are the challenges we talked about in our features, like how they are being addressed, how disconnected technology is being resolved with the capability of linking them through. So, these are just those itself only, and I think our viewers should actually download the presentation and go through them instead of us just blabbing about it, like what it can do, what it can do. I think it will actually make really lot of help in actually going through them and actually understanding it, just not by listening to us, but actually going through the presentation and then going through the references that we have put in. It will give them much more clarity how it can be beneficial, how it can resolve certain scenarios for them. So it will really help them. I think we can encourage them to download our presentation, go through it.
I think we have actually covered almost all of the challenges that there really were.
I think we have covered more. In fact, in a demo, I think I went a little bit ahead. The team is looking at me and like the time
So
was
stop.
something. Time was the allocated time was less, but you have gone above. So I think I have covered more than what we have kind of highlighted over here, but still I would highly recommend you go ahead and download it, and then you have specific challenge that you are considering resolving. You can reach out to us and we can actually help you out in that.
100%. So be it prolonged downtime or be it challenges in adapting to rapid business changes, be it lack of mobility, accessibility for IT services, ineffective resource utilization, I think ServiceNow ITSM is really catering to almost all challenges that are out there. And that is why from challenges, I would really now next move towards how top brands are leveraging ServiceNow ITSM. So when I talk about ServiceNow, the market share is definitely huge, and not only with the market share, the companies utilizing ServiceNow is not just enterprise level companies. A lot of mid-level companies, a lot of smaller enterprises are also actually utilizing ServiceNow ITSM. So just to give you a little bit more brief idea about what I'm talking about. Scania is one of the organizations. By leveraging ServiceNow ITSM and HR service delivery, Scania saved $1.8 million per month by identifying missed subscription cancellations, increased device registrations from 20 to 100 plus devices per day, and streamlined service delivery across IT and HR through a unified portal, improving operational efficiency and collaboration. That is some real great work out there. I think after that, it was Loxam. By leveraging ServiceNow at ITSM, Loxam created a unified portal for 8 countries, reducing process time from weeks to 72 hours and cutting its app development budget by 300%, enhancing HR efficiency and enabling better customer care through streamlined workflows and automated processes. And after that, I also have a example for you on the more financial front, where we have KeyBank, which is by leveraging ServiceNow ITSM, KeyBank automated 33% of IT service requests, improved 55% of triage and incident assignments, and reduced software audit effort by 80%, driving cost reduction, better decision making, and of course, improved operational efficiency. So, Vijay, with such great impact that ServiceNow ITSM really brings into the picture, I think the viewers so far have really gotten very keenly interested into ServiceNow ITSM, and that is why from here I would really like to go deeper into how ServiceNow ITSM benefits different stakeholders. So we are aware you're not just business stakeholders, you are people who are business leaders, but then you're also people who are from IT department, or at times end users or employees themselves also. So for business leaders, some of the few things that ServiceNow ITSM really helps in is, first of all, increased agility and speed. Vijay has mentioned agility multiple times in the conversation so far. ServiceNow ITSM enables businesses to respond quickly to market changes, ensuring they remain competitive by streamlining IT service management processes. From here, again, improve decision making. Now, because they have the right data in front of them and it is so seamless, and the reporting capabilities gives a really good view to the key stakeholders, the decision making really gets better with ServiceNow ITSM. After that, of course, we have discussed the cost part previously as well, that ITSM is very cost effective. It is more like your strategic partner. It saves a lot of money. It brings more revenue. So by automating processes, by consolidating tools, it really reduces your operational costs while maintaining high quality service delivery. And of course, after this, we have enhanced compliance management. ServiceNow ITSM simplifies adherence to regulatory standards, ensuring business remains compliant, which is very important, or I think a need of an hour for the organizations and businesses today, with industry specific regulations and reducing the risk of cost penalties, because when we talk about cost, it is usually the compliances which leads to increase of cost, which is usually very unplanned. And now from business leaders, the next people to whom ServiceNow ITSM really delivers is IT departments. I'll tell you how IT departments have been able to really gain a lot from ITSM. I know that the name is really there, so clearly IT department is the people who are really getting maximum impact. So let's dive deeper into it. Number one is increased productivity. Of course, you're not no more doing manual tasks. You're not running here and there trying to find solution. Most of the solutions are automated. Most of the tickets gets resolved by themselves because you have created the right process for it. So the IT staff's productivity really enhances, and it allows them to focus on strategic projects rather than just administrative duties. And that is where I think the growth is for IT department. Next is scalability. As organization grows, IT departments can scale their services effortlessly using ServiceNow ITSM, ensuring that IT operations grow in line with the business without compromising service quality. And after this, it is faster incident and problem resolution. I think the key task, or I would say the key place where a IT department really comes into the picture is a lot of risk management, a lot of problem resolution and faster resolution. The speed really plays a big role here. So with real-time monitoring and intelligent workflows, IT departments can detect and resolve incidents faster, minimizing downtime and maintaining service continuity. That is one of the biggest plus of ServiceNow ITSM. And after that, of course, streamlined IT operations. If you put increased productivity, scalability, and faster incident resolution into a bucket, then streamlined IT operations is something that is really going to happen. So consolidated or consolidation of tools and workflows into a single platform simplifies IT service management, enabling IT teams to work more efficiently and deliver high quality services at all levels. Now from here, of course, we are going to move into the end user, the employees. So who is IT team? So for IT team, the end clients or the company's clients are not really their end users. The staff is their end users, and that is why they also pretty much get impacted a lot when the IT system is streamlined and the operations are really in a proper process and workflow. So of course, 24/7 access to IT services with a user-friendly and mobile-enabled interface. ServiceNow ITSM ensures employees can access IT services and resolve issues anytime, anywhere, keeping productivity high. Next is improved self-service options. A lot of times, the issues are such minute, or issues just shows up because of lack of knowledge to the staff also. So the ITSM really solves that issue. Employees can easily resolve common IT issues through a self-service portal, providing them with quick solutions without needing to contact the IT team directly. And from here, a faster issue resolution, as we discussed in IT department's case as well. Faster resolution helps everybody, be it the stakeholders, be it the people working in IT department, or be it the staff and the employees themselves. Everybody gets, I think everybody gets better efficiency when the issues are getting solved faster. And from here, of course, enhanced user experience with easier whenever there is an ease in doing your process, or whenever there is transparency being shared with the end user, the experience really gets better. So ServiceNow ITSM offers a consistent and transparent experience for end users, making it clear who is responsible for each service request and improving overall communication. I think from here we can really get an idea that that ServiceNow ITSM really caters to so many personas. Of course, from here there is another persona that really comes out is for IT service providers. So for IT service providers, it helps in faster service delivery, better collaborations, real-time monitoring and reporting, and enhanced service levels. Moving on, now that you know so much about ServiceNow ITSM, of course you need to understand how to implement it. So this is the question that I was going to ask Vijay as well, but I think our slides pretty much answer the best practices that you need to look into in order to implement ServiceNow ITSM. So you definitely have to plan for scalability. You have to design adaptable processes and use flexible features to support growth. You have to, so the process starts from defining clear objective. Every time you have a clear objective, you can align implementation with business goals while addressing key pain points and improvements. And from defining clear objectives, you can move to involving key stakeholders, because they are often the people who are going to be decision makers also. So in order for you to speed up the process, it's better to involve them from day one. Engaging leadership and ensuring cross-functional collaboration from the start. After that, it is prioritization, integration. If you are obviously an organization, and that too of the 21st century, you already have some technological solutions and some IT system already in place. So you'll have to make sure that integration is seamless with existing systems while maintaining data integrity also. And now the fourth step from here is ensuring security and compliance. Protect data and adhere to industry regulations and policies that will keep you safe in future. And again, something that you'll not have to burn your hard-earned money into, because compliance penalties are often very costly in nature. From here, we are obviously going to move into using automation and AI, which is kind of need of an hour, and you will be left behind if you are somebody who's not utilizing AI in your business operations, because I'll be honest with you, your competitors really are, and they are already in the path towards becoming industry leaders. So we do not want you to be lagged behind, and that is why please utilize automations and AI into your systems. And after that, of course, whenever you put a system into the picture, or whenever you implement ServiceNow ITSM, you have to plan for scalability. That goes without saying. Design adaptable processes and use flexible features to support growth. That is very much necessary. And I think from here, now you know everything around ServiceNow ITSM, from what it is, what are its features, how the ITSM process work, the demo around it, how AI in ServiceNow works. Again, the challenges that ServiceNow ITSM is catering to how many, stakeholders and how many personas get help out of ServiceNow ITSM. So clearly, from here, you also need to understand that just knowing how to implement ServiceNow ITSM is not going to solve your problems, but how to choose the right implementation partner is really, really going to make a difference. Don't you think what do you think about what I say on, finding the right implementation partner?
So you don't have to go here and there. We are here. Just come to us. Why to go here and there when we are here?
So Vijay is here, and Vijay is going to help you out with any
So
sort of.
it's just not me. Like, we have a team of 450 plus guys. So like
true.
they are here, and we are here to help you out only. So you don't need to worry about it, like where to find the right implementation. Although we have all of that information available right in the slide itself only, but I would highly recommend you to reach out to us, and then we can help you out.
Right. So if you want to, why do you even want to know who is the right implementation?
No, you should find out. But yeah, we are here, and we have given you a guideline, given you a process of how you can do that on your own as well.
Correct. I think if I'll still, highlight some key points to you on how to find a right implementation partner, one would be somebody who knows your industry. So industry know-how is a must. After that, certified professionals. They, like Vijay mentioned, we have some 450 plus certified professionals with us. So please make sure you're working with an implementation partner who have their own certified professionals. After that, of course, they have to be technical savvy. You don't want to stuck in middle of your projects trying to figure out now where do I go to next. So they have to be technical savvy. After that, of course, tailoring and integration, being able to customize is something that should be their forte and they should be able to do it. After that, it is project management, and of course, post implementation services is also something that they should provide. Otherwise, then you will again be looking for another implementation partner to get your managed services and maintenance done. So like I mentioned, we would be more than willing to help you in any implementation that you're looking for. Although if you do want to know what all things to look for, I have just mentioned the same to you. Or if you have not been able to, jot down notes, it will be best that if you download our deck and you'll have all the information that you need. All right, I think that was all. Do you have any questions? You'd more than be willing to take any questions that might there be on ServiceNow ITSM.
All right.
All right, we do have one question. I think they are asking that how does integration work between Salesforce, between Jira, how does ServiceNow ITSM gets integrated between Salesforce, between Jira, and between the other, CSM or ERM platforms that are available?
So there are, connectors which we can leverage and we can connect to them. So you do not need to, worry about that. And it also provides API capability, which allows you to integrate with different platforms. If they don't have a pre-built connector, you can simply utilize that and connect it with that particular platform itself only according to your needs. So it's very flexible in that nature.
We do have one more question. Somebody is very eagerly to know about the Now Assist as it is not available in developer instance.
So I would highly recommend you request the Now Learning platform, and then you will have access to it. So you need to be a partner for ServiceNow before getting access to Now Assist capabilities as of now.
I think the next question is, I want to know about the AI used for leveraging the ITSM usage. Again, we have already covered this in our webinar. Although if you want to know how AI works in ServiceNow ITSM, please download our deck. You'll find all of the information there. Also, you can go back to that very part of the video and we have explained AI in ServiceNow ITSM very descriptively and in a very detailed manner. So please go back and watch that section of the video, or otherwise download the deck.
Also, we will be having more webinars about Now Assist as well. So you should stay tuned for that.
Definitely. All right, I think that was a very insightful session, Vijay. Thank you so much for joining us on Cyntexa's YouTube channel today. If you all enjoyed the webinar, please make sure that you like the video, that you subscribe to our channel, because we will be coming with more such webinars soon. So please subscribe to our channel. Additionally, we also have a great news for you all. Cyntexa is celebrating 7 amazing years this January. We are turning 7 on 22nd of January, and on that occasion we are providing 7% off on our ServiceNow as well as Salesforce consultation practices, as well as implementation and other practices that we provide. Join us in our celebration and in our milestone of completing 7 years and being and thriving in those 7 years. So please, we would be more than willing to connect with you, avail the discount, and please connect with us.
Yeah, connect with us. We will definitely help you out. I would love to connect with you.
Yeah, and I think this is the first time we are anyways providing a discount.
Yeah.
So use it. We don't know if we'll ever provide a discount again. So 7% for 7 years on the occasion of 7-year anniversary. So use the discount. We don't know for how long it is going to last. I think it is 31st January. Although I'm not sure if these sort of discounts is anyways going to come back ever. So please, use the discount and take our consultation services and make your business operations better and become really an industry leader within your industry landscape. All right, all the very best. Thank you so much for joining us for today's webinar. Thank you, Vijay.
Just one more thing. I think these are some of the references that I wanted to kind of quote. So these are the references that we have taken into consideration while creating this. So you can go through them and get a better understanding of it. So yeah, I just wanted to cover that as well.
All right, thank you so much. I think it was a very insightful video. Please do let us know your feedbacks if you want us to additionally add anything, or if there is anything else that we can do in order to provide you additional information around ServiceNow, around any other technology. We're more than willing to help you. Thank you. It was a great conversation.
Thank you, guys.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.